Welcome to this masterclass, and we are looking at how to build professional credibility. How to build professional credibility. As somebody who, in my job, I have the privilege to do a lot of work with entrepreneurs and professionals in the last close to 13 years today. And I've worked with professionals and entrepreneurs from 4 continents. I've traveled 20 countries. I'm still traveling to speak, to coach, to consult. And one of the biggest challenges I have seen that people get to go through as professionals and as entrepreneurs is the ability to actually build and communicate their professional credibility. I always say something very funny. No matter how good you are, if nobody can understand the goodness that you carry or the credibility that you carry, you will be very credible, but a very poor person. Because we live in a society where if you will get paid, if you will create impact, people need to understand the credibility that you have. And of course, this can only happen when you actually know how to build this credibility and, of course, how to communicate this credibility. So in the course of this particular session, we will be looking at how can you build this professional credibility and how can you communicate this professional credibility. Because this is a fundamental stuff, right? Just before this session, somebody reached out to me, a young man from Nigeria, and he stumbled on my stuff on social media. And it was like, why does it take for somebody to become a resource person to international media like the BBC? I have had the privilege to be interviewed on BBC, I think 5 times on different topics, African economy, Cameroon stuff, taxes, and all of that. And these are things that I don't go to them, right? It's because they pick out something. If you want to be in a place where clients can begin to trust you and you can begin to drive certain deals as an entrepreneur, one of the most important pillars that you need to build in your career as an entrepreneur is your professional credibility. There are many people suffering right now, and they are not able to operate from the dimension where they desire or where they expect. Or you see people have been in the field for 10, 15 years, but they are not able to create the desired impact that they should be creating based on how long they have been in the field because they lack professional credibility. Same for professionals. When I talk about professionals, I'm talking about people who are just people who are workers, corporate workers, they work in NGOs and all of that. Their calling or their path is not to be founders, but to be professionals who can work for visions and make visions to work. And I always like to emphasize this: without workers, without professionals, without entrepreneurs, right, visions will stumble. Every great company needs great employees. To me, the most important set of people on earth are people that work in companies to make sure that visions work. What other people, we call them employees. When I use the word professionals, I am talking about people who are workers, who have picked up careers, accountants, bankers, healthcare workers, whatever you do, as long as you are working for a vision or for a platform. Whatever you do, everybody needs to understand how to do this. So follow me very carefully as I walk us through this process, and my belief is that you will get the transformation that you're looking for, and your career and your business will never ever remain the same. My name is Javnyuy Joybert, and in the last 12 years, I have dedicated my life to focus on business coaching, consulting, and training, and career dominance for executives, professionals, and whoever wants to win. And I've had the privilege to do this with thousands of people in several countries across the world. If you're joining this session right now, you are welcome. Now, let's get into this. Every visionary person has growth at the top of their business agenda. Business talk about affairs, not really a traditional business, right? If you are really intentional that you are looking for growth, if you are really focused that you're looking for growth, if you're really a visionary who is focused, one of the most important things that should be on the top of your agenda should be growth. Now, you don't just wake up and you become very successful in your career and your business. Like I always say, guesswork does not build an incredible career. Guesswork does not build an amazing business. If you are not intentional about certain things, you will not get to manifest certain things. You get the concept? And if you are serious that you want to see growth in your career, you want to see growth in your business and in the work that you do as an entrepreneur, you need to understand the role that professional credibility plays in your life. So what is professional credibility? Let us break this down. Professional credibility refers to, number one, trustworthiness, competence, and the reliability of an individual or an organization in a particular profession. Now, I'm going to break this down. And I want to focus mainly on a particular profession, because this is a very big challenge for many people. You don't just wake up and you can say that you command professional credibility. Anybody who commands professional credibility is recognized as a professional in a particular industry. For example, you're following this session right now and you are an accountant, for example. Now, you can say that you are an accountant with the right professional credibility if you command the right trustworthiness, the right competence, and the right reliability in the accounting and the finance industry. So professional credibility has a very strong relationship to the industry that you are in. In other words, it is difficult for you to build professional credibility if you have not made up your mind which industry, which profession you want to be successful in. So if you are here and you are listening to me and you have not made up your mind that, hey, I want to be a professional in this particular sector, I want to be a professional in this industry, that is one of the most important decisions that you have to make. And one of the things I encourage people to develop for themselves is a career plan and a career vision. A career plan and a career vision is a well-documented process of your future, of the kind of career you want to build. So if you are going to build the right professional credibility, you must first pick up the industry where you want to be recognized as a professional. It could be healthcare, it could be IT, it could be agriculture, it could be human capital development, it could be cybersecurity, it could be education, it could be what else? Fashion, whatever industry, sports, entertainment. You have to pick an industry first, because you can only be referred that you command professional credibility if you are recognized that you have the right trustworthiness, the right competence and reliability in a particular industry. That is why you can hear about industry captains, industry titans, industry thought leaders, industry experts. So you must be an industry titan or an industry captain in a particular industry. So your professional credibility therefore represents your ability to fulfill your obligations, deliver results, and maintain ethical standards in that professional industry, in that professional path that you have chosen for yourself. Because when you are driving a discussion, people want to trust you. When, let's say you are in a room, now you understand that to seal deals, to build opportunities, to do things that can change your life, change your career, give you all the money you're looking for, people do not only jump into working with you. Let me tell you, there's something that happened. I was in an event. I was invited to speak in an event in Dubai, And that event led to me being invited to speak in South Africa and to speak in Canada by the same organizer, by the same person behind the event in Dubai. And what happened? So after I spoke in my session, she now came to me. I didn't meet her before. The person who booked me for the event was her PA, basically. So I didn't meet her before. And later, the real organizer, and I will now get to talk after my session in downtown Dubai. And she now started asking me a couple of questions based on these things that you said and you said and you said. Now, can you tell me more about your contribution about this particular area in this industry? Now, why is it important? And if I didn't know, basically what she was asking for is, I need to understand the professional worth, the professional credibility that you command in this industry. Then we can see if we can work henceforth. You know, there's something in business called callback rate. Callback rate is mostly used like in the speaking industry, training, consulting, coaching, and any other, like maybe even IT guys. Like if you do something like a freelance and they call you back, and the same firm can call you back, or the same individuals can call you back often, even when years are going by, they call it callback rate. And one of the things that can guarantee you to get good callback rate is your ability to build and communicate the right professional credibility. So if you are going to grow, if you are going to have sustainability, and let me tell you guys something. One of the most important things that you need to strive for as a professional is stability and sustainability. Now, what does that mean? It means that you avoid a situation where a few years later, you are like, when I used to. What happened to now? When I used to, when I used to, when I used to. One of the things that you have to achieve as a professional is your ability to stay consistently relevant in your industry as long as you are active. I don't care if you're active 30 years, 50 years, 70 years. One of the things that you have to achieve is, how do I stay on top of my game in my industry? And I have a couple of elements that I have documented down on how to stay relevant in your industry consistently. And one of the pillars is professional credibility. If you understand how to consistently build, communicate, and maintain professional credibility, you will always be at the top of your game. You know, one of the best ways to do this is to study guys who have been at the top of their game. Many of us, when we are born, we started hearing Bill Gates. Till today, Bill Gates is still there. Many of us, when we are born, started hearing Beyonce. Today, she's still there at the top of her game as far as music is concerned. And you can go to every industry, you can mention many industry titans, from business to entertainment to fashion to healthcare and all of that. You don't stay at the top of your game by guesswork. And if you don't understand how to stay at the top of your game, when you start dropping, of course, their bank account will start dropping. That's why many people grow rich and die poor. When I used to be this, when I used to be that, what happened now? What happened to you maintain that stability? One of the major things that people lack and they don't understand how to do to achieve that stability is their ability to build, communicate, and maintain professional credibility. Now, let us look at briefly the impact of professional credibility in your life. Why is it critical for you to build professional credibility? Are you learning something? Are you being challenged? Leave me a comment. Are you following? Type following. No, we are online so that we're not leaving somebody behind. Are you following? Type following in the chat box. You're following on Facebook, on YouTube, type following. Good. Let me be sure that you're getting me right. 5 and 5. Good. I'm seeing a lot of followings, Good. Awesome. Now, let us look at the impact of professional credibility. And as I said earlier, one of the things that you have to achieve, you have to be conscious about is avoid being irrelevant. Avoid being irrelevant. You understand? Yes. And One of the most critical things that you need to understand and to maintain is professional credibility. Now let's look at the impact of professional credibility in your life. Number one is increased opportunities. Number one is increased opportunities. Yes, when you are credible, when you are very credible in your industry, let me tell you something, you will never lack opportunities. Let me tell you, opportunities never come to you because they pity you. Opportunities come to people who are credible enough to make good use of those opportunities. That's why you need to move from the place of pity to the place of value. I always say this, look, because you are born in a poor family and because you are an orphan doesn't mean that the world will sorry you and give you opportunities. No, the marketplace doesn't understand pity. The marketplace understands only valuable credibility. So moving around with a pity party phase would never change your life. And I want us to understand this. Please hear this very well. And this is one of the things killing many young Africans. We've traveled several African countries, and it's always almost the same thing. It's one of the reasons. Look, hear this. Everybody is talented across the world. Everybody is talented. You know the challenge? Opportunities are not equally distributed. Every human being has a gift. But the challenge is opportunities are not equally distributed. When God wants to change your life, God gives you opportunities. And opportunities that you cannot harness will never change your life. And it is your responsibility to position yourself where opportunities can find you. And one of the ways to position yourself where opportunities can find you is for you to build your professional credibility. You want to increase your access to life-changing opportunities, to life-changing career opportunities, to life-changing business opportunities. One of the pillars that you need to build is professional credibility. I have a couple of speaking events coming up. I'll be doing a session with the US government in Michigan, in Detroit, then one with partnered by the Ghanaian government in Ohio in the United States. And these are things that when they reached out to me is based on, we need this as far as the African community is concerned, and you can do it. We can pay you to come speak, address, and do this. Simple. Nobody cares about who is your father, who is your mother. You know, most of those things happen in a couple of African countries, but the good news about it is that it's dying out. We are entering an age, we are entering a season, we're entering a period where nobody will bother about, especially in the private sector. The private sector does not care whose son you are, whose daughter you are. The private sector cares only about your valuable credibility. In all thy getting, in all thy building, build value and professional credibility. Number two, better decision making. Yes, the more you are, because you are a professional. Professionals are very good at making career decisions. They are very good at making life-changing decisions. When you find yourself being very confused at making certain decisions, one of the challenges could be you have not built yourself to that capacity where you can begin to make the right decisions. Number three, improved reputation. We are now in a dispensation where without the right reputation, you're going to struggle in life. That's why social media influencers are very popular. That's why they are making a lot of money. Reputation is now a currency. I have a masterclass on the battle of currencies. Reputation is a currency. You can use reputation and make hard currency and make cash. The kind of reputation that you command in your career, in your industry, can change your life. So reputation is now a currency. There are some opportunities, there are some doors in this life that you only walk through based on in whose name that you came. There are some people that as long as you mention their name, that this man sent me to you. Immediately, whatever you need will be done. What happened there was that reputation. Reputation came into play. So your professional reputation refers to the image, opinion, and or estimation that others have about you or your organization. If you're an entrepreneur here, your startup has a reputation. Your company has a reputation. What is the image that others have about you? What is the opinion? What is the professional opinion? Do they see you as an ethical professional? Do they see you as somebody who is good at his or her craft? That particular opinion alone is your reputation. And all of this is in the following context: competencies and accomplishments. If you are serious at building reputation, you need to work on your competency and your accomplishments. If you don't have the right competency in your industry, you don't have the right accomplishment in your industry, your reputation will be questioned. And this is where you see where awards come in, right? This is where awards come in. Awards from the right organizations, from reputable organizations and organizers, are very powerful in contributing to your reputation. There are many times that I'm doing stuff internationally and I'm filling a form and they'll ask, how many awards have you won? Because what happens is, if you have won an award from any recognized organization, it means that you are so good at your field, you are so good in your industry that another body recognizes you, carries out the due diligence, and recognizes you for your result and your accomplishments. That's what awards mean. That's why there are many bodies that they will recognize you. They will give you certain opportunities because of your awards. Right? So awards come under accomplishments because they contribute to your, that's why they use a statement, award-winning this and that. There are many places before they introduce it, award-winning this. Award-winning comes first. They're trying to emphasize your reputation to come first. And this only happens if you are competent and you have some accomplishments, mind-blowing, boggling accomplishments in your field. The next impact, the next reason why you need to build professional credibility: enhanced relationships. Enhanced relationships. There are some people that you would never have, they will never have anything to do with you except you have grown as far as your professional credibility is concerned. There are some doors that you will never walk through except you have grown professionally. There are some opportunities that some relationships will never give you except you have grown professionally. There are some platforms that you will never step upon except your professional credibility must have grown. Let me tell you something. One of the best ways to step on certain platforms is for you to grow your professional credibility. If there's a platform that you desire, maybe media houses, everybody, oh, I wish for someday that I can be interviewed on national TV, let's say like SIA TV or South Africa National Broadcasting Network, whichever country you are, or somebody desire CNN, desire BBC, France and Cat, all of this international platform. One of the fastest way to get there is when journalists know you, that you are good at what you do and you have the right professional credibility. They're the ones that come to you when there's a topic in that area and they need to interview a resource person. They come to you because they recognize that you contribute the right professional credibility. So it enhances relevant, life-changing relationships and, of course, career advancement. The more credibility you have as a professional in your industry, the more promotions you can get, the more assignments you can get, the more appointments you can get, the more projects you can get, the more salary increments you can get, because you have what it takes to move the business forward. So it is very important for you as a person to invest in your credibility. And of course, lastly, greater influence. This is the last impact why you need to build professional credibility. Influence is very important. Professional influence is your ability to shape or change the opinions, behaviors, and the decisions of other people. That's influence. There are some people that if they open their mouth and say that this is it, everybody just believes. That's influence. For example, I am into full-time consulting and full-time coaching. There are several CEOs across different countries across the world that they will not take a step in their company without consulting me. That is influence. That's influence because they believe as long as you can shape somebody's opinion, you can shape somebody's behavior, you can shape somebody's decision, you have influence. That's the meaning of professional influence. If you can write a book and people can be eager to buy and to read, you have influence. There are people that are very good writers, but they can write a book and they'll not be able to sell 50 copies. Because you're a good writer doesn't mean that you have the right influence. And I always advise people, if you have a plan to write a book and to really sell that book or to have people use the book, thousands of copies, you need to focus on building influence first before you ever publish the book. I've seen many young people publish books, they'll never sell 10 copies, 15 copies, they'll end up dashing the copies that they printed. Nothing wrong with that, but they're doing that from the place of frustration and disappointment because they went the wrong way. People don't buy content, really. People buy the person behind the content. People buy the influence. People buy the credibility behind it before they actually open the book. Why should somebody buy something that they don't know how it looks inside? Why do you think so? It is influence that powers people to buy it, right? So what is professional influence again? If you can shape the opinions of people in your industry, if you can change the behavior of people in your industry, if you can influence the decisions of people in your industry, then you command professional influence. And the foundation of professional influence is credibility. Credibility based on what you can do, credibility of what you can contribute, credibility of the level of competence that you contribute as a professional and as an entrepreneur. Right? So it's very important for you to do that. Oh, there's some points. Improve negotiation skills, of course. When you have the right credibility, you can bargain better, right? You can bargain how much you want to get paid, right? Better reputation management and all of that. Now, what are the 7 key elements that you need to build professional credibility? Follow me very carefully, right? So we are now like in the second segment of this masterclass. So we looked at the introduction, then we look at the impact of professional credibility. Now we're looking at the 7 key elements of professional credibility. If you are serious at building the right professional credibility, after seeing the impact of professional credibility in your life, and again, I want to emphasize, if you are serious and going far in your career, if you are serious and going far as a business person, as an entrepreneur, you need to intentionally invest in building your professional credibility. Why should a strange human being in a different country trust you, pay your flight, and invite you to their country? Why? Why should they do that to you? There are some things that when you desire, also ask a question. Why should that happen? And for Christians who come and say, oh, the grace of God, the favor of God, yes, that is good. I also believe in God's grace and God's favor, all of that. But I always say, the favor of God is useless in a lazy, less competent human being. The grace of God is useless in a lazy, less competent human being. That's why Paul said, by the grace of God, I am what I am. But I labor more abundantly than them all. And Ecclesiastes 10:10 says, when the axe is dull, you need a lot of labor and hard work to ever succeed. But when the axe is sharpened, success becomes easy. The 7 key elements of professional credibility. If you are serious that you're going to build the right professional credibility, then you need to understand these 7 key elements. These are not all the points, of course, but there are some that as you begin to grow, you begin to learn them and say, oh, this is important in my professional credibility. But these are the 7 key ones, the foundational ones, that if you are really competent, that you want to build the right professional credibility, then you must develop. Okay. Number 1, let's start from the basics and the traditional. Your qualifications. Your qualifications. Yes. If you are serious that you want to build the right professional credibility, you need to check the foundational academic qualifications that govern your industry. Every industry has foundational academic qualifications. Every industry does that. And if you are serious at commanding the right professional credibility, you need to make sure that you push yourself to acquire the academic qualifications and the vocational qualifications. For example, if you are in healthcare and you're really serious that you want to build a healthcare career and someday you want to speak and have people respect you, you need to make sure that you're getting the right degrees in healthcare. At least you can have the foundation, I don't know, first degree, whatever, a licensed nurse, a state registered nurse. There must be a foundational academic qualification that can make somebody to trust you, that you understand the ethics of the industry and you can live by them. I always advise people, if you're in business and entrepreneur, I always encourage people, try to get an MBA someday. Try to get a master's in business administration. I'll tell you something. My career took a whole turn, especially globally, when I got my MBA. There are many, before I got my MBA, this is a practical testimony or a practical thing that happened to me. There are many opportunities that used to come to me and they'll tell me categorically, Joybert, you are good, but your qualifications do not permit you to do this. They'll tell you point blank. Don't listen to people that tell you that education is important. Be careful of those motivational speakers. Be careful. In the global scene, I had a privilege to do work in Europe, Dubai, and the United States, North America generally. I have seen the importance of having the right academic qualifications. Don't let somebody who comes from a rich family, whose father's name can fight for them, tell you that education is not important. Be careful. People argue from different points of views. Like someone will not tell you that, oh, Bill Gates did not go to school, but Bill Gates was successful without education. Without telling the real story that Bill Gates' mother was very influential and highly educational, and Bill Gates' mother was the board member in an NGO where the board president or the CEO of IBM, and because Bill Gates signed a contract with IBM that made him a billionaire, it was Bill Gates' mother that convinced IBM CEO to have a meeting with Bill Gates. She went and told him, oh, my son is a software engineer and he's very intelligent and he has built something like this. Can you have a meeting with him? That was the meeting that changed his life. Now, someone will come and tell you, oh, Bill Gates is a billionaire without the right education. The mother's name and network made him to succeed. I always say this, if you are from a struggling family, having the right education is one of your biggest chances to the top. When you don't have a father's name, a mother's name, the right network that can fight for you, the right academic qualifications can open doors for you. Don't joke with it. I always encourage young people, if you are serious with your life, worst case scenario, please have a first degree. Worst case scenario, have a first degree. And if you can, go get a master's. If you can, get a doctorate. Get a doctorate. There are opportunities that I used to desire, and some they will reject me. Immediately I got my doctorate degree, all of those opportunities open up to me. Private projects with African Development Bank, United Nations Consulting, meetings here and there, all of those things. But before that, they'll tell you point blank, we need somebody who is good at what they do, but they must have at least a doctorate degree, or they must be a PhD student. The point is that until you have entered the real corporate world, until you have entered the real marketplace, before you see the impact of certain things. So if you are serious here at building your professional credibility, hear me and hear me very well. Invest in getting the foundational academic qualifications, vocational qualifications that govern your industry. So you have to go and do research, which, as I said earlier, you need to have an industry first. If you don't know, there's something that you are still confused. This is not a session on how to choose industry where you want to win as a professional. But you need to go and make up your mind. Avoid being everywhere. There are some of you that you are 30 years old, you are working in different industries. Last year you were in youth development. This year you are in women development. The other year you were in farming. This other year you are now in cryptocurrency. In 10 years of your life, you have passed like 13 industries. Let me send you an assignment. Go and read the biography of top performers in every industry. Go and check. They were not everywhere. You want to win? Focus in a particular industry is the way to the top. We have passed the generation where generalists used to win. If you are not an expert at something, you'll be lost. Nobody would desire to do work with you. Avoid being everywhere. Many of you need to pick an industry, focus on it, and grow yourself in that industry. Number two, the second important way that you need to build your professional credibility is, please document your track record. Know how to build your track record. Your track record is how you are perceived through your past achievements. Document your track record. Without track record, it is impossible to build the right professional credibility. There are people that will never work with you when they cannot trust you. They need to look at your track record. You need to know how to build it and communicate it. Package your track record. Let me give you an example. In 2010 and 11, when I decided that I want to build my career in coaching, training, and consulting, I was still in Kumbu by then. One thing I started doing was I will go to small businesses in Kumbu, small NGOs. I'll provide them advice, consulting, do their stock taking, design their Excel sheet on how to count their stock and all of that. I'll be doing that, and I'll be doing that, I'll be doing that, I'll be doing that. Then later on, I think I was supposed to go do something in Yaoundé. And they asked me for a profile, and they said, so can I highlight the things I've been able to do? Track record, right? And then that's what I said. I said, oh, in the last 12 months, in the last 24 months, I have been able to provide coaching and small business consulting to 150 businesses in Kumbu and 4 NGOs. That's track record. Let me tell you something. In the professional world, the statement, I am planning to, is not powerful. It is, here is what I have done in the last 2 months. In the professional world, don't speak on what you are thinking of doing. What you have done is more powerful than your plans in the professional world. You understand? Like in our industry, there are some speaking events that before you get there, they will ask you, send your last top speaking events, name of the organizer, and the contact. Track record. Nobody doesn't, now, let me tell you, as I asked you a question earlier, why should somebody pay you, let me say, for example, 1 million francs, pay your flight ticket, 700,000 francs, pay your hotel bills, pay stuff to come? Why should they trust you and invest that kind of money into you? There must be some level of track record. Same for entrepreneurs. If you're an entrepreneur here and you have ever stand in front of an investor to present your business, I will bet you that one of the most popular questions you will ever receive from an investor is, can you tell us about your sales and your profit in the last 1 year or in the last 6 months? I am into investment advisory. I advise a lot of investors on where to invest in Africa, and I work with startups on how to be funding ready. And I've never seen an investor who invests based on what they're planning to do. The first thing they look at in their due diligence is, what have you done? What have you raised? What products have you produced? How many units have you sold? How much have you made in profit? How much is in the bank account? Part of that is due diligence, and they go further to even ask documents and receipts if they are serious. Track record. So you need to build track record to build professional credibility. That was advise people, please, if you're a job seeker, find where you are, where you can volunteer. One of my business, Weaker Jobs recruitment firm, we provide recruitment services to companies across Africa. If I'm on the panel to recruit, I prefer a first degree holder who has been volunteering for 2 years than a PhD holder with no volunteering experience who has done a study. I prefer somebody with hands-on experience, dirty hands in the field, than you with 2 masters and all you have done all your life is studying and no internship, no volunteering, no practical execution of projects. You're going to bring theory without real life practical experience. And it's going to take time. And people who are just theoretical have the limited attitude that they can be agile and productive from experience and research. So there are some of you here that all you need to do is create time and document your track record. You have done a lot of work, but you need to sit and document it and turn it into a pitch in a way that when you're talking, you can present yourself as a resourceful, impactful, driven person. The third thing that you need to do to build your professional credibility, build skills. You need to become a specialist. Now, skills is different from qualification. Skills is different from track record. Although the skills still cut across these two, but skills is more outstanding. Now, for example, it is one thing for me to now pitch myself and say, oh, I have a doctorate degree in business strategy. I have provided coaching and consulting in the last 5 years. Yes, that's track record and qualification, that's good, but what skills do you have? Now, you need to dig deep. Oh, you know what? I have skills in designing and implementing market entry strategies. That's a skill. I have skill in process development and implementation. Oh, I have skills in digital transformation and all of that. Now, you're more specific. Are you a specialist? Highlight clearly the skills that you have that demonstrate that you are an expert and you are a specialist. If you are listening to me and you cannot carefully highlight skills, real-time, highly specialized skills in your industry, you will find it difficult to build professional credibility. And there are other players in your industry that when you open your mouth and you're talking about skills, they will know how you present the skills. Some will even go further. Like if you have been in an interview, like for example, if I'm in an interview, I'll definitely ask you about your skills. When you mention your skills, I'll ask you a question. Can you tell me a project that you were part of and how you use this skill in that project? What I am doing there is I want to establish your professional credibility. Like I was doing an interview of a lady, and she wrote in her CV that she has on that list of skills, she wrote public speaking. But in front of 2 of us, you are speaking and you are shaking. In front of just 2 interviewers, your voice is not coming out very well, but you are rewriting your CV that you have public speaking skills. So if you cannot speak in front of 2 people, or you are tense in front of 2 people, how can you validate that you're a public speaker? You get the difference. That's where skills come in. There are some people that have degrees, but they have no skills. No skills. They have no specialist skills in what they do. And that's why they find it difficult to establish the right professional credibility. And I always advise people, this is a personal observation and from experience. If you are serious in your industry, you need to have at least top 5 skills that you are excellent at them. 5. Minimum, at least 5 skills in your industry that you are a pro at them. At least. If you cannot highlight, like, let me give you an assignment right now. If you get a pen and a paper right now, let's say you are an accountant. What 5 skills do you have that you are excellently good at? Can you write 5 that you are, like, if they wake you up from sleep, you can use those 5 skills as an accountant and begin to win? Can you? Can you? If you can do that, write, type yes on the chat box. If you can boldly write 5 skills that as a professional, you command excellent skill set in your industry in this area. Type yes in the chat box. And if you want to go for that, list the 5 skills. You never know who can hire you in the comment section. You never know, your clients are everywhere. As I always say, anywhere there are human beings, there are customers. Right? So that's my observation. And that's my recommendation to you. If you are really serious at building the right professional credibility, make sure that you command highest level of expertise in 5 core skills that govern your industry. And I always go for to recommend people, develop skills around the things that are hard for people to do or skills that are difficult. It makes you rare. It makes you very relevant. That's not what I do for myself. I look at things that other speakers and traders and consultants find it difficult to do, and I push myself to learn and become good at the hard things that people don't like to study. When I'm good at that, I become more relevant. If you focus on learning easy things like every other person, you have competition too much. The best way not to have competition in your industry as a professional, find the things that are difficult for others to learn and learn that one instead. Oh, when you do that, I will tell you that 95%, this is a proven research, 95% of professionals like to do easy things. Focus on hard things. Learn the hard skills. Learn the difficult skills. When you do that, you don't struggle to be relevant. You don't struggle to stand out. You get a secret? So you need this to build your professional credibility. Next is knowledge. Knowledge. If you are going to build your professional credibility, you need to build the knowledge. Knowledge is having the understanding that when applied, it demonstrates wisdom. You know, wisdom is the application of knowledge. Wisdom is the application of knowledge. So it is important that as a professional, you should gather the right knowledge. You should invest to build the right knowledge, acquire the right knowledge. Knowledge acquisition in your industry and knowledge deployment or knowledge when applied that demonstrates wisdom will build the right professional credibility for yourself. So what knowledge do you have about the industry? Have you got the right knowledge in your industry? What is the relevant knowledge in your industry that you need to gather? And you need to acquire. Then acquisition is not enough. When you have acquired the knowledge, what actually validates your professional credibility is when you understand the knowledge and you can apply it to now demonstrate that you have wisdom. And knowledge application is driven by your ability to process the knowledge you have acquired. Knowledge that you cannot process, you cannot understand. And knowledge that you don't have proper understanding, you cannot apply. You know, the Bible says in the book of Proverbs, I always quote the Bible, right? My biggest source of wisdom. The Bible says in the book of Proverbs that by knowledge a house is built, and with understanding a house is established. Let me tell you something. Everybody can build, but not everybody can establish. Let me tell you an example. This used to happen a lot, and I think I wrote a paper about an article about it. I wrote an article that there was a time in Cameroon that there was a proliferation of coaches and speakers and trainers. Everybody, oh, I am a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm a trainer. And what were they doing? They'll come and attend sessions like this. Like they haven't been there, they will attend my session like this. They'll take screenshot of my PowerPoint presentation. They'll take the screenshot, then go put it on their own PowerPoint presentation and they go present. So what young people are doing is that they'll attend seminars, then they go become speakers. Attend, go speak. Attend, go speak, which is wrong. When you acquire knowledge, the first person that the knowledge needs to transform and need to apply upon and see result is you. And that's why many are going to become unsustainable speakers. Because in the real marketplace, the speakers that actually make money are speakers who have built credibility from what they have accomplished in their own business. There are many business events I've spoken in that they will ask me to send my company registration, send the number of staff that I have, send my capital, and send my company's bank statement. Nobody likes to recruit. Anybody can go cram something on Google and teach. Anybody can go read a book, cram, and teach. I mean, I've gone to many events, and somebody will start teaching that, oh, this is this book, is this book, this is the author. Teaching word for word somebody's book. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's when you're doing that and you have produced result. So knowledge acquisition is not enough. Knowledge acquisition is not enough. It is knowledge that is processed and duly understood by the professional and applied that is powerful, that demonstrates that you're a person of wisdom. Because it is by wisdom that a career and a business is established. It is by knowledge that you build something. It is by wisdom that you establish something. But knowledge acquisition is the foundation of building professional credibility. If you say that you want to be recognized and celebrated in the real estate industry, your first job is to acquire the business knowledge that governs real estate. Your first job is to acquire the documents and the laws designed by the Ministry of Land Tenure, the Ministry of Town Planning, or the real estate governing agency. Become good at the knowledge that governs your industry. That is the first step. When you open your mouth to talk about anything in your industry, they will know somebody who has knowledge is talking. There's something I teach called conversational intelligence. One of the things that validates you as a professional in any industry is your ability to drive conversational intelligence. And conversational intelligence is the product of relevant knowledge in your industry. There are many people that you put them down on the podium, put them on a panel, put them on TV to talk about the industry for 30 minutes. You hear a lot of, as I was saying, they'll say, they'll rap up and down. They cannot speak simultaneously. They cannot speak seamlessly. chronologically, and anybody understands what they're trying to say. You know why that is? Knowledge. Knowledge. They have not paid the price to acquire the knowledge that governs their industry. And this knowledge is beyond academic knowledge. This is knowledge acquired when you listen to other industry titans. This is knowledge acquired when you read the books of industry captains. I always pity professionals. I always say this, and this is my personal observation. If you're a professional in any industry and you don't read at least 25 books a year that governs your industry, you are not ready to be a winner in that industry. You are not ready. You have very mediocre knowledge in your industry, and you cannot build professional credibility with mediocre, low standard, inadequate knowledge about your industry and about your profession. If you are not willing to pay the price for knowledge acquisition, don't expect to enjoy the blessings of professional credibility. Sometimes I wish there's a better way to say this, especially my fellow African brothers and sisters. But I hope this speaks to somebody's heart and opens you up to make up your mind to take your game forward. The next element, remember, we are looking at the 7 core elements that you need to build professional credibility. We have seen number 1, your qualifications, number 2, track record, number 3, skills, number 4, knowledge, number 5, reputation. Reputation is the widespread opinion about you. Is that opinion about you that has gone ahead of you. Reputation is what people think about you in a room that you are not there. Now, just imagine yourself right now. Just imagine yourself right now that 5 people are speaking upstairs. I don't know where you are. There's upstairs. Where I am, there's another apartment upstairs. So, or if there's an apartment, imagine yourself in the next room. You have a neighbor next room. Just imagine it's a room of professionals. Now, just imagine that there are 5 professionals in that room. And then they're having a discussion and your name comes up in that discussion. What do you think is the opinion they'll have about you? Like, just imagine right now, as we're talking here right now, somewhere around the world, people are gossiping somewhere right now, and then your name pops up in that gossip. On a true. For those who are not Cameroonians and Nigerians who don't understand the slang. On a true. On a real note, what do you think is the widespread opinion about you that will rise in that discussion? That's your reputation. That is your reputation. That is your reputation. And reputation, you don't wake up and just have good reputation. No, you invest to build your reputation. The things you say when you're with people. There are some of you here that you will not have any reputation after this session, because when it will be time to answer questions, you will not speak. When it's time to comment in the chat box, you will not. So nobody even needs to read your name. Nobody reads your words. You can build reputation with a closed mouth. That's the first thing. You never build reputation with a closed mouth and with a silent keyboard. Mark this very well. You can never build reputation with a closed mouth and with a silent keyboard. If people don't know what you are made of, they will never develop any form of reputation about you, except they will say that, na very quiet person, no, very quiet. We don't know whether na human being or not. Right? So, for you, if you want people to develop the right opinion about you, then you need to invest in building that reputation. It could be the things you write about on social media. One of my biggest reputations have come from social media, the books I publish, and being on traditional media like TV, radios, and podcasts. I don't joke when I have the opportunity to be interviewed on a TV show, on a radio show, on a podcast. It's very important. When I'm done, I always send a very long thank you message. Now they will wonder, why are you thanking me so much? Hey, I am thanking you because of your platform. My reputation has grown. It has gone out. That's why I don't joke with the things I write on social media. I don't joke with my email newsletter. The more people read, that's why I write, like some of you know, I think this, since last year, I've published, I've given out 5 free books. Books I have written, I've given out for free for people to read. The more thousands are reading my books for free, the more my reputation is spreading, widespread opinion about me. It's not always about, one thing about reputation is that it may not give you money now, but it'll give you money tomorrow. I've had many speaking opportunities in different countries because somebody read my article somewhere. And I said, oh, Mr. Joybert, I read this article on this blog and we're looking for an expert in this industry. Are you available to fly to this country tomorrow, next week? I was like, well, please, can you book the flight and make sure you don't forget my coffee? Right? So you need to invest in your reputation. You don't wake up and you have good reputation. You don't. Many of you are here not because you like my voice, not because you like my Banso voice. As we are from Banso, you know we don't pronounce words very well. You are here because of the widespread reputation that you have read somewhere, you have heard somewhere, and all of that. Nobody comes to listen to you because they like you or because you are from a particular village. It's reputation, it's value that you bring to the table. So it's your job to invest in it. You need to invest. That's why you need to be careful. You have bad character, bad habit, you gossip anyhow, you get angry anyhow, you speak anyhow, you're just there. You comment anyhow on Facebook, you post nonsense. There are some people that apart from posting about boys and girls and alcohol and sex and memes, you never see anything that makes sense on their status. There was a girl she comes to me for coaching and I wanted to talk to her. And I noticed that, and I told her that I used to see your status. You have never put sense on your status. Everything on your status is memes and fun. And there's nothing wrong with fun. But I do post fun, but I'm very conscious. My status is 90% value and 10% fun. Sometimes I can do a month, you'll not see anything funny on my status. It's business. It's value. And that is the widespread opinion I am spreading. There are some of you, if they go on their social media, you see those blogs where they hide IDs. See those blogs where they post nonsense and funny stuff. That's where you are very active. They go on your timeline. You only share those nonsense. Then you want to be respected as a professional. You want to get paid as a professional. If you are the one, can you pay? Do you have the right credibility to be paid? No, you ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. There are some of you, you are totally dry. Open your mouth to speak or will not hear your voice. Write on Facebook or will not hear your voice. You are just there. You are just a silent follower as if you are a monitoring spirit. But you want people to know you and can pay you for your services. No, it doesn't work like that. When I started, I said, no matter how good you are, if nobody knows you, you'll be a talented, good young person. Some people need to repent. Next is position. Yes, position plays a big role in professional credibility. And that's why it is important to grow your value so you can earn position. Oh, yes. I'm not talking about fighting for positions. I'm talking about earned position. Earned position. For example, if you are in a company and you're a worker, and you can become so good at what you do that you can be promoted into a position. Now you are called assistant manager, or you're called manager, you're called marketing manager, you're called head of department, whatever. That position alone communicates credibility. You understand? So working hard with growth in your mindset is very important. Or it can even be a community position. You are so valuable in your community that you are appointed in your community. There are some things that you get in this life because of the position that you communicate or that you have. But position that comes to you because you fought for it does not carry any influence. It is position that you earn because of your value, because of the inspiration that you bring, and because of your leadership comes with influence at the same time. So don't confuse the two. The leadership that you have because of your position alone that you fought for possibly is level 1 leadership. The highest level of leadership is the leadership that comes with your ability to influence. And when that influence is accompanied with the position that you have earned because of your competence, because of your value, and because of your good at what you do, is very powerful as far as professional credibility is concerned. Next, key elements that you need to build your professional credibility is the people you associate with. The people that you associate with. I always say something very funny. If you hang around with area boys and area girls, you will have an area life. If you hang around with VIP people, you hang around, you have a VIP lifestyle. Therefore, you cannot desire a VIP lifestyle and all your life you are hanging around with area boys and area girls and people are not going anywhere. The people you associate with affects your professional credibility. If you see a gentleman constantly meeting with people in the community who are non-thieves, they are known to be thieves, what comes to your mind? The boy did so, he don't start change. This gentleman has started, I think he has joined the gang, right? Yes, the power of association. Who you associate with determines what follows you. Who you associate with determines the quality of opportunities that come after you. If there is one thing that you need to be intentional about, is the quality of your network, especially professionally. We now live in a dispensation where who you take a picture with and post on social media can change your life. There are some people that if you take a picture with right now and post on social media now, for the first time in your life, you will get 1,000 comments and 1,000 likes. I have had that happen to me several times. I've had the privilege to lead sessions where there are ministers of different countries, former presidents, ambassadors. Yeah, like the recent ones happened. What happened? Now, the last time I was in Ghana to train for about 2 weeks or so in an event or at a yearly program, I had the opportunity to go to the house of the former president, John Akufo. And I took a picture with John Akufo, the former president of Ghana. I took a picture with the daughter of Kwame Nkrumah. And when I shared the picture with the former president, it went, I think it was thousands of comments, right? Who you associate with now is a currency. Thousands of comments, had new followers, had people greeting me and all of that. You know, there are people that only come to you, as I made a post yesterday, there are some people in this life that will only start supporting you because they have become popular and they have no choice than to support you. The power of influence. I had the privilege to meet the vice president of Microsoft, the person who works with Bill Gates, the vice president of Microsoft. Took a picture with him. When I shared that picture, it went viral. Had the opportunity to be featured on the President Obama's Foundation's magazine last November or so. I shared, it went viral. I'm just going to give a lot of examples that I've gone through. So who you associate with, people see it and they keep it in their mind. They're like, wow, I the only see that I will be men. I've never experienced that, right? Yeah, people see it though, and the more they see it, that is how their perception about you changes. That's how they can begin to trust you with certain opportunities. The people you associate with, the brands you associate with is very important. Very, very important. There's a lady who came and sent me a testimony, a text that she went for a job interview, and then her CV, she indicated that she has gone through one of my programs. And then the interviewer recognized me and said, oh, you have gone through this program by Joybert. I'm going to trust you based on this. And then they gave her the job. As simple as that. Association. Association. There are some people that just because you are a member of JCI, for example, in JCI, I don't know, you associate with the right people, or ISEC, or even the yearly program. When they see the kind of programs you associate yourself with, what they see is the quality of people that are around you. You need to intentionally invest in this and be conscious about this. It affects your professional credibility. I remember one time my mom had me well beaten. Well beaten. You know what happened? My mom saw me with boys who used to go to nightclubs and play and do gambling, like they play this baby food and snooker. So my mom had one who warns me that the day I see you on the snooker table, or the day I see you playing cards in that place, you are finished. You know that when a mother says you are finished, no, when a mother in Africa, the mother says that we wear one trouser. You understand what that means now? Me and you wear one trouser in this house. You understand what that means? So one time now, she now saw me with guys that are known to be manga smokers. They go clubbing, very stubborn guys in the quarter. Some of them have school dropouts. They don't go to school again. Those guys that go to school but during Raska week. You understand? So my mom saw me playing, mingling around with them and playing and being very friendly with them. You know, that kind of thing that I only discovered why I was being beaten after. You know, African mothers beat you before they explain. Right? So as I was entering the house, I received the slaps. They were beatings. I was in secondary school by then, dangerous beatings. It was when I was the beatings were finished now, and I received the explanation. What were you? I saw you with those boys. What were you doing there? Right? And it was a time to my mom that I've never gone to a nightclub before. So because it was an abomination, right? Association, the network of people who you associate with speaks volumes about you in the professional world. There are some events that you can attend so they can invest in your association, which contributes to your professional credibility. Okay? Now, how to develop professional credibility? If you are ready to learn this, type in the chat box, ready to learn. Type ready. Let me know that you're following. Are you being blessed? First of all, before that, are you being blessed? Type if you are being challenged and being blessed, please type in the comment section that you're being blessed. Type in the chat box that you're being blessed and being challenged. Are you learning something? Being blessed and challenged, please type in the chat box. So that I'm not just shouting here for nothing. Yes, leave me a comment. Are you being blessed, challenged? Are you learning something powerful? Good. Yes, my belief is that the 1 hour 30 minutes they're going to spend here with me is going to be a life transforming session, and you are making decisions that will change your life. All right, good. I'm seeing so many blessed. All right, so we've seen the elements that you need to start implementing, right? Please go and start practicing. Like I always say, relevant knowledge is useless in the life of a lazy person who doesn't take action. All of these things work if you don't go implement them. I provide branding coaching one-on-one, highly training in public. I provide branding coaching to executives, all of that. And I know many people that have changed their lives and careers, working with me for 6 months, 1 year, just to rebrand them, just to build their professional credibility. Most of the things I train in public, they are my private coaching strategies that I coach clients and all of that, right? So these things work. Like I would like to say, I don't doubt my anointing. I don't doubt my strategies. I would doubt your implementation. So if you go and implement, you will definitely see results. Amen. Amen. Now, so we have seen the key elements now that you need. Now let's look at the how now practically. Some of the things I have said them in the discussion, but let's look at them. I like to do a step-by-step process for easy learning and implementation. Now let's look at the how now, and then we can conclude and take questions. Number one, establish your professional goals. Of all the things that I have shared now, I'm breaking this down. You need to start by establishing your professional goals. And as I said, you can only establish your professional goals if you have picked your industry. Right? Do you want to become a professional in which industry? Healthcare, agriculture, human capital development, cybersecurity, consulting, whatever you're choosing, you need to pick an industry. Then you need to establish your professional goals. If you are serious about your career, please establish your professional goals. And I always advise people to have at least 4 types of professional goals. Yearly goals, yearly professional goals, 3 years professional goals, 5 years professional goals, and 10 years professional goals. If you are extreme, you can have 20 years professional goals. You can start with 4. Yearly, like this year, what are your professional goals for 2023? Now, what are your professional goals for the next 3 years, next 5 years, and then the next 10 years? So you need to determine what you want to achieve in your career. You need to determine what qualities you want to be known for in your industry. This is very important. If you are listening to me and you have not determined clearly what qualities you want to be known for in your industry, after this, go and work on the qualities. Let me give you an example. I like to give very practical examples from my life first, before even the clients that I work with. In 2013, I wrote somewhere and I said, I am going to work on this thing and I am going to become so good that nobody can ignore me anywhere in the world. That was this was one of my major career goals. That I'm going to become so good as a business trainer, as a business strategist, as a consultant. I'm going to become so good at what I do that nobody can ignore me. So I made my mind, I'm going to build some qualities in this industry that I've chosen that nobody can ignore me. And I'm still on that journey. And I have seen the importance of setting that goal. I've seen the importance of working damn hard every day to become the best in my industry. So if you are going to achieve professional credibility, adding to the 7 core elements that I've outlined to you, you need to establish your professional goals. What qualities do you want to be known for in your industry? All of you here, you are into healthcare. What quality do you want to be known for? You are into IT, you are into fashion, you are into agriculture, you are into all of these hundreds of industries. What qualities do you want to be known for? Establish it. Find your style and make it work. If you don't have it, I want to challenge all of you that don't have professional goals. After this, set a goal that within the next 5 days, you will document your 2023 goals, your goals for the next 3 years, and your goals for the next 5 years, why not the next 10 years? Document it and keep it and begin to track yourself. One thing that changed my life was in 2012, I wrote my 2025 goals. I wrote clearly who I want to become by 2025. It changed the way I work hard. It changed my commitment. It changed my dedication. And it helped me to know that I am on the right path. There are some people here, you don't know whether you are succeeding or you are failing. You don't know whether you are moving forward or you are going backward, because there's nothing like standing still. Because when you are standing still, your industry is moving forward. Innovation is taking your industry forward. So if you are moving forward with your industry, or your industry is killing you and going forward and you're staying behind. Okay? The second thing that you need to work on is skill gap analysis. You need to sit and take an honest look at your current level of professionalism and identify areas for improvement. It is difficult for you to build professional credibility when you have skill gaps and you are not working on filling those gaps. And this is where professional goals come in. Like, for example, as I said, one of my goals several years ago was that I want to become so good as a business trainer, consultant, strategy, and coach in a way that nobody can ignore me anywhere in the world. Okay, that is good. That's a very good goal, oh, very good. But there were gaps. There were gaps. I did not have the skills that somebody can pay my flight from Africa and bring me to the United States and use my services. I did not. So there was a skill gap. I do not have the skill that the company can hire me from America, from Cameroon to Turkey, Cameroon to Germany to go do work and come back to Cameroon. I do not have it. Skill gap. So when I did that, I knew that for me to get here, I need to fill the skills gap. So many of you, you need to identify your skill gaps, analyze your gaps, and begin to fill your gaps. There are some of you that if you do this skill gap analysis, you will discover that you need to go back to school and earn a master's degree. You will discover that you need to go back to school and start a doctorate degree program. You will discover that you need to go back to school and get a certification program. You need to go back to school and do this and do that. You need to pay for a 1-week program, 2 weeks program, 3 months program, so you can begin to fill the gap. Because no matter how beautiful your professional goals are, as long as skills gaps exist in your life, forget about professional credibility. That is why there is upskilling and reskilling. When you identify your skill gap, you need to go on a journey for upskilling and reskilling. What is upskilling? Upskilling means that, let us say that you read accounting in school and you did not do computerized accounting. You did only manual accounting or financial analysis, all of that. Now you have the skills in that area, but for you to be an accountant that can be used in this present dispensation, you need to upskill. You see, you need to upskill and become a computerized accountant. So upskilling means you already have the skill, but the skill is not enough. You need to upskill yourself so you can become recent with a recent level of skills. Then there is reskilling. Reskilling is when you are totally blank. You are totally a novice. And everything is new to you. You need to reskill yourself. Or let's say there are some of you that you read by history. In high school, you did history. In the university, you now read a Bachelor of Arts in History. But now you want to start business. You need to reskill yourself with business. You have the history skills. You have skills to do history, write history, and write archaeology and all of that. You can do research very well. But you don't have business skills. So you need to reskill yourself to now develop the business skills that you need so you can succeed. So skills analysis helps you to know whether you need to reskill or you need to upskill. So I want to ask you a question. You listening to me right now. Right now, you that you have crossed your leg and you're listening to me. Do you need to upskill or to reskill, or you need to do the two? Comment in the chat box, let me see. Do you need to upskill? Do you need to reskill, or you need to do the two? It's okay to do the two. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. As long as you want to remain relevant, you need to always, either you are reskilling or you are upskilling. In December, I did a certification program in Scrum Master. Because I am a consultant where I provide product design consulting to tech companies and digital transformation. I need to understand Scrum and certain things in that area. I had to reskill. One of the things I want to do this year is that I want to do a second doctorate degree. I have to reskill. If I want to remain relevant, you're always in the journey of either reskilling or upskilling, as long as you want to remain relevant in your industry. So don't, but there are some people that right now, it's an emergency for you. Emergency for you right now. It's a serious emergency. That's all here. If you don't reskill immediately, if you don't upskill immediately, you will remain irrelevant and remain broke. And you will not have a space in the job market, because the skills that you have right now, they are what they call archaic skills. They are no longer relevant in 2023. They were useful in 1990. They were useful in the year 2000. But at the moment, oh, they are finished. They are useless. You need to upskill or you reskill. If not, you write a good CV full of grammar. Let me tell you, it is skills and results that makes a powerful CV, not grammar. It is skills and results that makes a powerful CV, not grammar. I have seen CVs full of grammar, but there's no real skill. You read a CV and you read a CV and then you ask me, wait, what can you do again? If anybody can read your CV and cannot really pinpoint the value that you can create, you need to wake up. You need to wake up. So, for those of you who are saying reskill, upskill, or do the two, go and take action immediately. Yes, the next thing that you need to do in how to build your professional credibility is focus on ethical behavior. Please, let me tell you something. One thing that validates you as a professional in your industry is that you know the ethics that govern that industry. You know the ethics that govern the profession. Nurses have ethics that govern the nursing profession. Lawyers have ethics that govern the legal profession. Accountants have ethics that govern the accounting profession. Bankers have ethics designed by the Banking Commission. Most of the ethics in all industries are designed by the governing bodies of the various industries to govern the profession. There are many of you here right now. You claim to be professionals in your industry. You don't know the ethical standards governing your profession. You claim to be a professional. You cannot build professional credibility if you don't know the ethics that govern your industry. The coaching business has ethics that governs the coaching industry designed by the Coaching Federation. So if you claim that you're a life coach, you're a business coach, and you don't know those ethics and live by them, I begin to worry if you are really a professional coach. Teachers have ethics that govern their industry. Fashion designers, cosmetics experts, what lecturers, what else? Every industry on earth except a totally new industry. But let me tell you something. Before an industry is even new, one of the first things that experts, the first experts in those industries, what they would design are the ethical standards to govern the industry. So if you are serious at building professional credibility, then you need to make sure that you identify the professional ethical standards that govern your work, that govern what you do, and make sure that you practice the behavior that respect the ethical standard, especially internationally. One of the things that validate in the international scene is your ability to practice the ethical behavior that governs the industry. You go do things. That's why, like, in US, you get that doctors, they seize their license. You hear that they seize license of lawyers and coaches. You hear this a lot in Europe, in America, and in the Middle East, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, all of that. Bahrain, you hear this a lot. Because these are highly developed nations. You mess up and you behave anyhow, they seize your license and nobody can hire you and nobody can practice with you again. Like there are many things that anytime I come to the US to do work, I'm present in the US, and there are things I want to do with somebody right now. They'll ask you, are you certified? It's very point blank. Why people don't joke? They'll ask you, are you certified to practice this? Because they know that when you are certified, you're going to treat them and serve them according to ethical standards. Like in the US, there are many things, US, Canada is very popular in US, Canada. There are many things you cannot do in US and in Canada that you are not licensed. Nobody will take you serious, nobody. Because they take ethical standards very important. So if you are serious about going international with whatever you do, whether you're living in the US or going international in the Middle East and Europe, wherever, make sure, identify the ethical standards that govern your job, that govern your profession, that govern your industry, and make sure you behave according to the standards. It contributes heavily to your professional credibility. We spoke about this already. It's your responsibility to build and maintain professional relationships. Network and form relationships with colleagues, with industry peers, and other professionals to expand your professional cycle. The more powerful, the more relevant your professional cycle is, the more credibility you have. Who recommends you is very important. Like what I wrote an article one time, and I was saying that when you are applying for a scholarship or you are applying for a job, who writes a recommendation letter for you is very important. There are many people who have lost scholarships. There are many people who have lost life-changing opportunities because who wrote their qualification not get power. Did I tell you something that many people don't know? Do you know that when somebody writes a qualification, most organizations and individuals go and Google search the person who recommended you? If they go and Google search and they see that, oh, the person that recommended you, they have a weak, their presence on social media, they cannot see the person's professional strength. It can affect the quality of your recommendation. These are things that many people don't know. So you not just wake up and you pick up anybody to endorse you and recommend you. No. And if you have weak professional relationships and colleagues and industry peers, you may never get the right person who can recommend you that can contribute to your life-changing opportunity. So you need to build and maintain professional relationships. It's not only about building, maintain it. Maintain it. If it's not maintained, nobody will come to you. There are some people that are always taking. You only write somebody when you need their help. You are so terrible at maintaining relationships. Find a way to maintain relevant relationships. There are some people that you can just decide once a year, you just buy small champagne and go give them as a gift, or anything that you can afford. That's what I normally do. There are some very important men and women in my circle that I don't visit them without a gift. It's called maintaining relationships. Or when I see them doing something, I reach out to provide my services for free. Oh, I see you do. I want to give. I know that they can pay me, but I'll do it for free. It's called maintaining professional relationships. You never know when you will need them. You never know when they can stand for you. You never know their one phone call can change everything. Their one letter, their one email, their one WhatsApp message can change your career. Maintain, build and maintain professional relationships. Next, consistently demonstrate expertise. Please, this is very important. If you are serious at building professional credibility, this is one of the most powerful elements. Consistently demonstrate expertise. Share your knowledge and expertise in your field, whether through presentations, publications, books, articles, blogs, whatever. Find a way to share your expertise. You are not a recognized professional if you have not contributed a body of knowledge in your industry. You are not. How do you expect people to respect you, to look at you and honor you that you are a credible professional when you don't, your expertise cannot be read anywhere? It's not possible. You claim that you are a graduate professional. You are end of year, you are end of year, that record again. Your 10-year project that you wrote, your project that you wrote in HND or first degree, is nowhere on the internet where somebody can read and reference when they're writing an article. But you claim you're a professional. Show me any professional on earth that is respected in their industry who doesn't have published articles, either scientific or non-scientific, who doesn't have blog posts, who doesn't have even books that they have written and all of that. Show me. There is none. Nothing validates your credibility like when you can author an article, not copied article, original articles written by you. If you are serious, go and get your first degree project on the internet. Go and get your master's degree project on the internet. Publish it where people can read. There are many opportunities I have had to travel to different countries that they will request. Please, can you send us your last 3 recent articles? And if you have published a book, please, can you send us the excerpt of the book? There are some doors you will never walk through without certain things in your hands, except you want to remain a local champion. Except you want to remain a local champion. Because there are some things that people have, they have never seen you. They have never heard about you. Somebody just recommended you, but they need proof to validate that you are credible. They need proof to validate that you are a professional in your field. Somebody said you are good at something. Somebody recommended you, endorse you, that is good. Somebody can open a door for you with their endorsement and recommendation. It is your job to keep that door open and stay in that room and make advantage of the opportunities by demonstrating your expertise. Let's say I recommend somebody here now, and then they just heard you from me. They now ask you, please, can you send us any portfolio or your last 3 articles or a book you have written about this field? You will now be sitting. Article you have never written. They go on your Facebook, you are sharing only pictures of you slaying and slaying and slaying. Pictures of you eating. Pictures of you memes, that's all that's on your Facebook. No, nothing on your Facebook that communicate knowledge and expertise in your field. Guys, gentlemen and ladies, we need to take this serious. We need to take this serious, okay? Stay informed and up to date. Yes, stay informed and up to date. Stay informed about your industry development. Stay informed about the trends to maintain your expertise and stay ahead of the curve. Yes. What are the latest technologies in your field? Stay informed. What are what is the latest news in your industry? Know about it. One of the best ways to stay informed is subscribe to read the email newsletters and follow professionals in your industry. Because these are people that are always up to date with the latest trends, with the latest news, with the latest innovation. You cannot claim to be a professional who has credibility when there are many things happening in your industry and you don't know about it. I don't know me about it. I'm just getting from you now for the first time. Are you serious? Are you a professional in your field? No. Sign up for newsletters. Go to top universities across the world in your field. Go to their website. Register on their website. When they release new articles, new scientific stuff, you are the first to read. Stay informed with up-to-date information. Next, foster a positive image. Yes, please. In this dispensation where social media is a world of its own, is very powerful, please invest in your image. Ensure that your personal and professional image reflects your level of professionalism. It's your responsibility. There are some of you that you need to go and change your profile picture. Your profile picture reflects like somebody who is lost in 1980. It doesn't reflect professionalism. It doesn't reflect somebody who understands what he or she is doing. There are some of you that you need to go and clean your Facebook page. All the images on your Facebook page are terrible images. Funny lifestyle. I always advise people, if the picture is not clear and doesn't speak of anything good as far as your general image is concerned, don't post it. Write the post without a picture. If you don't have a picture to post, don't post it. You must not post. Than to post a blur, dirty picture in the wrong environment. You are sitting in front of 17 bottles of beer and alcohol. You are posting it on Facebook. Are you a alcohol drinking contestant? Image is very important in professional credibility. Whether you like it or not, people will judge you first on what they see before you open your mouth to talk. That is the society. Immediately a human being, like research says that if you're a lady, people notice from your hair first. When a man sees you, when another woman sees you, the first thing that they see on you is your hair before what you're wearing. For men, it's your shoe. If you have noticed, men, women always complain, when they complain first about your shoe, or even when you are in school. Most teachers, the highest nickname that they gave teachers was about shoe. Have you guys noticed that? The first things where the eyes of a man goes, of a woman goes when they see a gentleman is what are you wearing? And then for ladies, it's their hair. Before your dress, before even your smile, that's it. I don't know. When I read this research, I started looking at myself. I wanted to look at my own self. So when I meet somebody, if I notice I'm looking at their shoe, I don't know whether it's inborn for everybody. I don't understand. But I asked friends and I tried to be sure about this research, and many people confirm that when they see a lady, the first thing they look at is their hair. When they see a gentleman, the first thing that they see is their shoe. So you need to invest. You need to foster a positive image. Let your personal and professional image reflect your level of professionalism. Some of you need to go to a photo studio and take a good professional picture and change all your social media handles. Stop posting nonsense. So you need to repent the kind of pictures you post on your social media platforms. It doesn't reflect who you are, and that negatively affects your professional credibility. People begin to see you as somebody who is not serious. Okay? Good. Invest in that. And then, of course, utilize digital tools. Utilize digital tools. Yes, if you are serious in this dispensation, in this century, that you are going to build the right professional credibility, you need to learn how to utilize digital tools. Social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, professional websites, any platform, any digital tool that you can use to enhance your image, to promote your image, you need to learn how to use it. Even like to use Zoom. It's a digital tool that you can learn how to use it. Zoom is one of I started using Zoom since 2016. Started doing consulting with Zoom since 2016. I was still in Cameroon. I provide consulting to clients from India to the United States, to Canada, to Europe, to Middle East, all of that. right? LinkedIn is very powerful. Some of my highest international travel opportunities have come from LinkedIn. You see? So, and there are many people who can share with you the impact of how utilizing digital platforms the right way transformed their careers and their businesses. I want to encourage you. I even have a course. I have a course on 40 online tools and digital platforms that every professional and entrepreneur must know how to use. That course is 5,000 francs. It's an online course. 40. So I sat down and I put together 40 online tools. If you are serious as a professional in this dispensation, you are serious as an entrepreneur in this dispensation, there are 40 online platforms that you must know how to use to your fingertips. And these are 40 online platforms that will increase your success chances, will increase your growth chances, will increase many things. That there are many people that are looking for international opportunities that they've never gone international. The challenge is nobody knows you international. If nobody knows you, nobody will invite you, first of all. A simple law in life, right? So it is important. It is important for you to invest and know how to utilize digital tools. It is difficult for you to build your professional credibility in this dispensation when you are weak. You don't know how to professionally use social media, all the social media platforms. You don't know how to professionally utilize digital platforms. There are even some of you, listen to me, you can't even design a good PowerPoint presentation. Problem. You need to work on that. It is very important for you. Next is engaging in public speaking. Oh, yes. Now, there is a difference between a public speaker who is a professional and paid, and public speaking just for your career growth and to enhance the work you do. Many people get to confuse between that, right? There are people that have taken public speaking as a skill that they get paid for it, right? Public speaking for me is a profession, right? The countries, 20 plus nations have traveled to 4 continents. They are because I am a professional paid public speaker. So companies pay me to speak at their events, even organizers pay me to speak at their events in the area of business, a career, economy, whatever, money, and all of that. And you grow in that area when you have developed the expertise, exceptional expertise, the skills and the result that can make people to pay you and to invite you to speak in their event, right? That is different. But the public speaking I'm talking about here, which is basically the first step of public speaking, is anywhere you find yourself, you are comfortable at speaking publicly. You are comfortable at presenting. You are comfortable at showcasing your expertise and increasing visibility through that public speaking skill. For example, after this session, there'll be a time for questions and answers. And there'll be a time for ask me, what did you learn? Can you share? And I will encourage people to speak. There are some people that they will not open their mouth to speak because they are afraid. As I said earlier, you cannot close your mouth. A silent mouth and a silent keyboard can never build professional credibility in this dispensation. Because until you open your mouth, until you type, people cannot know what you are made of. So there is no way that you can build powerful professional credibility without engaging in public speaking. Like I said earlier, let me tell you something. One of the things that changed my brand globally, especially, is me featuring on international news channels, international television, podcasts, TV shows, magazines, all of that. So people read about me all over the world. So it increased my global opportunities. Anywhere I find myself, trust me, either I'm asking an intelligent question or I am contributing or they give the chance anything to say, I will make sure I say something that portrays me as the expert that you would like to communicate with. And that's what I spoke about earlier, intelligent conversation. Speaking in public is one thing, but speaking intelligently is another thing. And you need to grow yourself to that dimension. So take advantage of opportunities to speak publicly, whether through presentations, through webinars like this, or to showcase your expertise and to increase your visibility. You can go a step further by doing videos and sharing on social media. Yes, you can record videos on your phone, edit them briefly. Some you can just share them like that. And the more people watch you, it could just be 10 people. Those 10 people have watched you, they have seen you, and they know who you are. Tomorrow, 20 people are going to watch. The next day, 100 will watch. You cannot just wake up overnight and start having 1,000 people watching you. You cannot wake up overnight and start having 10,000 people watching you. You build that kind of reputation and attraction over time. So if you are serious, so there are some of you that your biggest fear is public speaking. Your biggest fear. If we want some of you now to just disappear, we should ask you to speak. But let me tell you something. If you cannot overcome that fear, it's a big hindrance to your destiny manifestation. If you cannot learn how to drive an intelligent conversation in the group of in the midst of people, it's going to hurt you. There is no profession on earth that doesn't directly impact other human beings. You need to grow in that area. Practice. The secret to public speaking is practice. The more you practice, the more you become good at it. You don't just wake up, nobody can lay hands on you and say, receive public speaking skills. It's a skill, so it's learnable. Anything that is called a skill is learnable. It's learnable. You can learn it. Okay? So engage in it and become good at it is very, very important. Okay? Next, participate in professional organizations. Yes, I spoke about this briefly. Participate in professional organizations. The more you are connected to the right organizations, it contributes to your professional credibility. The more you are linked to professional organizations, it contributes to your credibility. Right? It could be a business, and all the picture I've seen on the screen is part of my team, my staff that work with me in the company in Cameroon, the team in Cameroon. So we have offices in Cameroon and a few other countries, and we are expanding. So this is my team in Cameroon, right? So I just put there as a demonstration of being part of a professional organization. And there are many professional organizations. You can, like there's JCI, there is ISEC, there is yearly program, there is the Obama Network. If you are selected for the program, there are many of these programs. Like I run a community called Peak Performance Academy. You can be part of it, right? There are many other professional organizations that if you know, you can join these organizations. They contribute to your professional credibility. Why? Because you begin to associate with like-minded people. You begin to actively participate in events. And the more you expose yourself, the more you network. And the more you network, the more you open yourself up to more opportunities. You will not change your career in your father's house. What I'm trying to say is that you will not change your career being excluded from other people. You will not change your career hiding behind the notion that you are an introvert. I always say that introvert is grammar designed to destroy your career. You can be reserved, but when there's the time for you to speak, speak. Don't just totally just hide behind fear and laziness and then use one heavy grammar. I am an introvert. Who told you that introverts don't speak? Who told you that introverts don't go to events? Who told you that introverts don't network? No, they do. The issue with introverts is that They don't speak anyhow like extroverts. They don't just open their mouths anyhow. But one thing, I have friends who are introverts. I am also an introvert. Trust me, I don't just speak anyhow, like I talk like this. Apart from that, if it's not necessary, you will never hear my mouth also on an occasion. If I don't know that, if I speak and I don't see an advantage of speaking, you will never hear my voice. One good thing with introverts who are mature, when it's time to speak, they speak. When it's time to build a relationship, they move ahead and they build that relationship. Irrelevant discussion, you will never see them there. Irrelevant hangout, trust me, yes, you will never see introverts there. But when it's relevant, it's professional, it's important, introverts don't lose the opportunity. So don't hide. Don't hide behind grammar that, oh, I am an introvert, I don't speak any, I don't know. No, that is laziness, and that's fear controlling you. That is not you being an introvert. Because introverts have successful careers. Introverts build relevant relationships. Introverts do things that change their lives. Right? Now, lastly, and then I'll take questions, how to communicate professional credibility. Right? So it is one thing to build professional credibility. It is another thing to communicate it. Professional credibility that is not duly communicated will never help in any way. Professional credibility that you cannot communicate it will never help you in any way. Number one, use professional materials. Yes. One way to communicate professional credibility is learn how to use professional materials. For example, a resume, your CV, for example, portfolio, right? Now, portfolio can work for people like, let's say, a graphic designer. Many times, if I want to hire a graphic designer, I'll ask you, can you send me a portfolio? What I'm asking for is, send me a document that contains the flyers and the brochures of former clients that you have designed. That's portfolio, right? Online profiles is part of your professional materials, like your LinkedIn profile, your Facebook profile, how it is written, how it is documented, the kind of pictures. They are part of communicating your professional credibility. Business card, yes, it's a material that you can use to communicate your professional credibility, because you need these materials to promote their credibility and to showcase your experience and your achievement, right? Sometimes it could be a book. Sometimes when I'm meeting somebody very powerful, I give the person a book, a copy of my book. You see, nobody takes an author lightly. Somebody can forget that you gave them a business card, but they can never forget that you gave them a book. So whatever professional material they can use to establish is very important, okay? So next, drive intelligent professional conversation. Yes, I've been talking about this already. If you are serious at communicating, your professional credibility, you need to learn how to improve your professional conversation. What is professional conversation? If you sit with fellow professionals, do you just stay quiet or do you speak sense? But if you are going to build the right professional credibility, wherever you find yourself, and the discussion is happening around your area of expertise and your industry, it is your responsibility to drive an intelligent conversation. Or if they invite you now, oh, we noticed that you are an expert in this field. Please, can you come on the radio program? Can you come on our TV program? Can you come on the podcast? When you invited, when you open your mouth to speak, can you speak sense for 1 hour in your area of expertise? There are some people who claim to be professional and they cannot speak consistently for 1 hour about a subject in their field. Then you need to go and work on your knowledge. Because if you cannot speak intelligently, people will never take you serious as a professional. So driving an intelligent conversation is another way to communicate your credibility. It makes people to honor you, to respect you, and to desire to work with you as a professional. Next is be confident and assertive. Yes, be confident. Believe in yourself. Confidence means that you believe in your ability to get things done. You believe that you have the required knowledge, but yet you're assertive and you're open for feedback. You don't claim to know all, but you are confident. Low self-esteem people find it difficult to build professional credibility. Please overcome low self-esteem at all costs. Overcome low self-confidence at all costs. If you are that kind of person that immediately you enter a room and you see other people, you just begin to feel that, no, these people are bigger than you. No, you lack self-confidence. Self-confidence also means that you enter a room where there are other professionals, you celebrate them and you honor them for their professionalism, and you recognize yourself as a fellow professional who has what it takes to be on that table and to be in that room. You understand? So self-confidence is very important. Self-confidence is very important. It's a core element in communicating your professional credibility. And let me tell you, the day I knew that self-confidence was important was the first time I ever had. It was a few years ago. I was invited for an event, and I was the black man in that. Everybody was white. You know, people grow in this Africa that, you know, our fellow white or fellow humans are more intelligent because since they're more developed than Africa, they are more intelligent and all of that. People have that notion. And let me tell you, this was my first time. Let me tell you something. Low self-confidence almost took over me because I was the black speaker in the panel. I was the only black speaker in the panel and in the whole event. Because why am I bringing this example? Because many times, many of us can enter an event, many of us can enter a room and just look at the way the room looks so high profile. Everybody seems to be suited and looking so serious. You can just immediately just enter your shelf and begin to consider that, no, you don't deserve to be here. These people are more professionals than you. No, that is lack of self-confidence. That is lack of self-confidence. That is lack of self-confidence. One thing that validates that you have the right self-confidence is when you enter a room, you don't feel defeated. You don't undermine another person. You respect every other professional in their own right, and you also honor yourself as a professional in your own right without underlooking yourself or undervaluing yourself. The wrong self-confidence can hurt your professional credibility as a professional. Network effectively. Yes, network effectively. Build and maintain a network of professional relationships. Pick out opportunities to connect with others in your industry. I will not belabor this point, right? Seek for endorsement and public recommendation. Yes, seek for endorsement and public recommendation. This is very important. Now, remember, before you forget, we're talking about how to communicate professional credibility. How to come, because this is very important. If you have learned everything here and you don't understand how to do this and how to practice this, it's going to hurt you. You're not going to see the impact of this. Okay, so we have seen use professional materials, drive intelligent conversations, be confident and assertive, and we're seeing network effectively. It's a way to communicate professional credibility. The more you network, the more professionals know what you can do, the more you are communicating your professional credibility, right? Many times people just reach out to me, hey, Joybert, there's an opportunity here. Are you available to travel here and all of that? Why? Because I network with them, they know what I can do, I know what they can do. We recommend ourselves. We do that, right? Good. Then endorsement, right? Endorse and public recommendation. This is where if you have done work with people, you can ask them to endorse you. Yes, it's your right. You have done this way, you have done something for a client. You can ask a client to endorse you on their social media platform. You can ask them to write a short message or to do a video and endorse your business or endorse you as a professional. Right? Yes, it plays a very big role. Public recommendation, very important. You can ask people that you have worked with, prominent people, experts, powerful people, to endorse you, to recognize you, to acknowledge how good you are as a professional. It is your job. Please never joke with that, especially an influential person, especially a celebrity, especially a powerful person. Yes. You can use that as an endorsement. That is why many people get to, do things for some influential people for free so that they can endorse you. Because if you don't do that, they may never notice what you do and they may never buy from you before they can even endorse you. So sometimes there are people who have done dresses for me for free, they have done suits for me for free. All I need to do is when I wear it, okay, definitely they have indebted me. I also need to be grateful. So the best way I can be grateful is when I take a picture with the suit that I wore in an event, I now post it. I say, okay, I was dressed by, they are good, this is their number, contact them and patronize them. I've done that a lot for many of the steps. Sometimes some guys, there's a guy, what he did was, there's a guy that one time last year, he asked me that he's a new graphic designer and he would like to design 10 quotes for me for free. I sent my quotes and I sent my pictures and he designed 10 amazing quotes for free. And immediately I shared those quotes on the 10th day on LinkedIn. A lady loved the work and I connected them until that today that we work together. The lady is in the US and the guy is in Wales. And today he designed, he made more money from the lady than how much he would have charged me for the quote that he did for free. You see? So that is endorsement. That is public recommendation. So you can find a way, an influencer, social media influencer, an influential person in your industry, whatever, a popular person, if there's something you can do for free or serve them for free, they can endorse you. You can use that to communicate your credibility. And of course, be visible. Until you are visible, nobody can find you, right? Be visible. Do things where you can be visible. Be visible by attending industry events, attend conferences, participate in organizational events, be on media, whatever that you can do. Make sure you are visible. Stop hiding in the village. Stop hiding in your father's house. Stop hiding in your room. Show up. Let people see you that you exist. And of course, be approachable. Yeah, this sounds simple, very important. There are some of you that under your face, you don't smile. You always look like Mount Zion that cannot be moved. You're always very serious. You are not approachable. People avoid you. Be careful about that. That's you shutting doors. Learn to be charismatic. Learn to have a friendly nature. Learn to be approachable. Go to events and people can find you. Okay? Yes. It's a very powerful way to build your profitability. Sorry, I'm saying profitability. To build your credibility. Okay? So it is very important. It is very important. All right? Make sure that you are approachable. Make sure you have a friendly atmosphere around you. Make sure you are willing to connect with others and engage in meaningful conversations. Make sure you do that. Next, present yourself professionally. We spoke about that already. If you are going to communicate that you're an expert, present yourself professionally. As I like to say, dress how you want to be addressed. both online, the pictures you post online, in person, present yourself professionally. Ensure that your personal and professional image reflects your professionalism. Should be consistent with this, okay? Very important. Strategies to now maintain, I'll just list them and you can go practice them. Strategies to maintain professional credibility. This is a full course, a full masterclass, right? Strategies to maintain professional credibility. Number one, regularly assess and adjust your personal and professional goals, right? Always assess yourself. Make sure you are on the right path. Number two, take responsibility for your mistakes. Don't make mistakes and give up. You will become irrelevant before you know it. Professionals who are relevant and maintain the right credibility, when they make mistakes, they take responsibility, they improve, and they move forward. Because you failed an exam doesn't mean that you should not write again. Who told you that? Successful people still fail. Take responsibility, correct it, and move forward. Next, act with integrity consistently. We spoke about respect the ethical standards in your industry. Act with integrity consistently, okay? Next, stay informed and up to date with industry development. You will quickly become irrelevant if you are not informed. You are not up to date with the latest innovations in your industry. You're in healthcare, agriculture, legal field, IT, whatever. All industries are advancing. Every month, I can bet you that every month there's a new strategy, there's a new principle, there's a new product, there's a new technology in almost all industry. No industry in 2022 remains the same. It's your job to stay up to date. You'll become irrelevant if you are not up to date with industry development. Next, of course, we spoke about this, learn, unlearn, and learn. Upskill and reskill, right? The illiterate of the 21st century, the illiterate of the century is the one that cannot unlearn, relearn, and learn. An illiterate is somebody who is not willing to upskill and reskill. But as long as you are willing to learn, unlearn, and learn, you will always remain relevant in your industry. To conclude, and I can take questions, to conclude, guesswork does not happen. Growth does not happen by guesswork, right? It is intentional. You don't build professional credibility by guesswork. It is intentional. And from today, I am challenging all of us that are here and those who follow this on replay later. If you are going to win, if you are going to be incredible, if you are going to dominate, if you are going to shine, professional credibility requires your attention, consistent attention. And if you do it right, you will change your life in a few months. You will change your life in a few months. To conclude, we have upcoming programs. Currently, we are recruiting for our mini MBA program. I think there are many of our alumni students here, so you can join the program. Mini MBA program. If you are new in business, you want to start and run a sustainable business, come to this program. I will teach you some of the most powerful insights and strategies to start, run, grow, expand, and make an incredible business to succeed. We're recruiting right now for, I think it's the 8th batch. So far it's 100% online, and you can join right now. There's early bird fee, which you can write us. You can take a screenshot and contact these numbers for follow-up questions later, all of that. Then this other upcoming program is coming up. If you are here and you have ever desired to build a successful career in training, as a trainer and as a facilitator, I'm talking about professional paid trainers and facilitators in your industry, right? If any trainer you see is a trainer and a facilitator in a particular industry. So you want to become a trainer and a facilitator and become paid, become certified, and succeed in what you do. I am doing this program. It's a 10 days intensive training program on how to become a credible certified. I'll teach you all the techniques to facilitate, to train, to design a course, to design a PowerPoint like the one you just went through on how to promote yourself and get paid, and just to build a career in this. If you're interested, you can sign up. Spots are limited right now. We take only, I think, 20 people or so that we are able to manage them very well. So we have filled a good number of spots. If you're interested, you can contact me after this, and we will get back to you on how to register. Okay, all right. That is it for this session. If you have questions, please drop them in the chat box. If you're following on Facebook, drop your questions in the comment section, and I will react to the questions. Thank you so much for following. I hope that you were blessed and you were challenged. Were you blessed and were you challenged? Let me see. Were you blessed? Were you blessed? Were you super challenged? Whose career will not remain the same after this? Whose career will never remain the same after this? All right, good to see.